tariff on Philippine imports from the USA with the end view of enacting measures that will minimize its negative impact to the Philippine economy and its industry. Senator Zubiri.
To the Committee on Ways and Means and Trade, Commerce, and Entrepreneurship.
63, resolution directing the appropriate Senate committee to conduct an inquiry into the alleged unjust deportation of Filipino cruise ship workers at Tulfo-R.
The Committees on Migrant Workers and Foreign Relations. Majority Floor Leader.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. President, this juncture pursuant to Rule 10, Section 13 of our rules, I move to elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Accountability of Public Officers and Investigations as Vice Chairpersons, Senators Cayetano, Alan, De La Rosa, Go, Erwin Tulfo, and for members, Senators Aquino, Gatchalian, Lapid, Marcos, Padilla, Pangilinan, and Rafi Tulfo, and for the minority, Senators Contiveros, Lacson, and Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are so elected.
Mr. President, I move to elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Banks, Financial Institutions, and Currencies. Vice Chairperson, Senator Mark Villar, and for members, Senators De La Rosa, Marcos, Go, Lapid, Padilla, and for the minority, Senator Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Aforementioned members are so elected to the Committee on Banks and Financial Institutions and Currencies.
Mr. President, I move to elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Cultural Communities and Muslim Affairs. For Vice Chairperson, Senator Amy Marcos, and for members, Senators De La Rosa, Go, Mark Villar, and for the minority, Senator Loren Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? There being none, aforementioned members are elected to the Committee on Cultural Communities and Muslim Affairs.
Mr. President, pursuant to Rule 10, Section 13 of our rules, I move to elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Culture and Arts. For Vice Chairperson, Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri, and for members, Senators Aquino, Gatchalian, Alan Peter Cayetano, Padilla, and Pia Cayetano. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? There being none, the aforementioned members are deemed elected to the Committee on Culture and Arts.
Mr. President, I move to elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Government Corporations and Public Enterprises. For Vice Chairperson, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, and for members, Senators Camille Villar, Go, De La Rosa, Gatchalian, and Lapid, and for the minority, Senator Loren Legarda. So move, Mr.
Any
President.
objection? There being none, aforementioned members are deemed elected to the Committee on Government Corporations and Public Enterprises.
Mr. President, I move to elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Higher Technical and Vocational Education. For Vice Chairpersons, Senators Aquino and Gatchalian, and for members, Senators Cayetano, Pia, De La Rosa, Go, Lapid, Pangilinan, Rafi Tulfo, and Mark Villar, and for the minority, Senators Legarda and Lacson. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? There being none, the aforementioned members are deemed elected to the Committee on Higher Technical and Vocational Education.
Mr. President, I move to elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Justice and Human Rights. For Vice Chairperson, Senators Rafi Tulfo and Rodante Marcoleta, and for the members, Senators De La Rosa, Padilla, Mark Villar, and for the minority, Senator Ping Lacson. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are deemed elected to the Committee on Justice and Human Rights.
Mr. President, I move to elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Science and Technology. For Vice Chairpersons, Senators Alan Peter Cayetano and Pia Cayetano, and for members, Senator Lito Lapid. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are deemed elected to the Committee on Science and Technology.
Mr. President, I move that we elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Trade, Commerce, and Entrepreneurship. For Vice Chairperson, Senator Francis Pangilinan, and for members, Senators Pia Cayetano, De La Rosa, Gatchalian, Go, Marcos, and Mark Villar, and for the minority, Senator Loren Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? There being none, aforementioned members are deemed elected to the Committee on Trade, Commerce, and Entrepreneurship.
Mr. President, I move to elect the following senators as members of the Committee on Economic Affairs. For Vice Chairperson, Senators Legarda and Gatchalian, and for its members, Senators Marcos, Padilla, Pangilinan, Aquino, Pia Cayetano, and Lito Lapid. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, aforementioned members are deemed elected to the Committee on Economic Affairs. Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. President, at this juncture, the distinguished gentleman from San Juan, our Deputy Majority Leader, Senator J.V. Ejercito, is seeking the floor to deliver his privileged speech. I move that he be recognized, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the Honorable Ejercito is recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Maraming salamat, Panginoong Pangulo. Magandang hapon at pagpalayang araw po sa ating lahat. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise before you on a matter of collective and personal privilege. Your health is an investment, not an expense. Nakita at narinig po natin sa nakarang State of the Nation address ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos kung paano nag-invest ang kanyang administrasyon para sa kalusugan ng mga Pilipino. Ibinida ng Pangulo ang pagdaragdag ng pampublikong ospital, specialty centers at ang bagong urgent care and ambulatory service o BUCAS centers. Bawat bayan sa Pilipinas ay mayroon na raw doktor. Binanggit din ang yaman ng kalusugan program para malayo sa sakit o yakap, caravan, para sa libreng check-up, lab test at gamot. Isa-isa na rin diniklara ng Pangulo ang pinataas at pinagandang benepisyo ng PhilHealth. Ngunit ang pinalakpakan ng lahat, ang pagbibigay diin ng Pangulo sa zero balance billing. Ibig sabihin wala nang babayaran sa ospital ang ating mga kababayan kapag sila ay magpapagamot. Mr. President, lahat ng binanggit ng Pangulo ay pagpapatupad sa Universal Healthcare Act o UHC. Maraming nagdududa kung kaya po ba natin maimplementa ang mga probisyon ng UHC, lalo na ang zero balance billing. Sa loob ng halos magka-6 na taong implementasyon, napatunayan naman po na kung bibigyan prioridad ang pagpapatupad ng UHC ay kaya naman. Kaya po natin ibigay ang serbisyong pangkalusugan ng hindi kailangan pumunot sa bulsa ng mga pasyente. Kaya po natin sila mapagamot at makatanggap ng zero hospital bill. Kaya po nila makalabas ng ospital na walang binabayaran. Halimbawa na nga po ang mga ospital sa probinsya ng Quezon, Bataan, Zamboanga, Sibugay at Pampanga. Maigpit po nila pinatutupad ang probisyon ng UHC na kung ikaw ay makonfine sa basic accommodation o ward ng ospital, walang kailangan bayaran ang pasyente. Sa kabila ng mga pangako ng UHC at pagpapahalaga ng Pangulo sa kalusugan ng bawat Pilipino, ilang buwan pa lamang ang nakaraan ng punahin natin ang tila napakaliit lamang na porsyento at halos hindi maramdaman na tulong ng PhilHealth sa pagbabayad ng hospital bills ng ating mga kababayan. Magkano na po ba ang medical out-of-pocket expense ng bawat Pilipino? Kasama sa pagbabantay natin sa PhilHealth, patuloy din po ang pag-iikot at pagbisita natin sa mga pampublikong ospital. Nakita ko mismo ang kalagayan ng ating mga ospital. May mga ospital po tayong napuntahan na maganda ang pasilidad, halos kompleto na sa gamit, mas marami na ang hospital beds. Kaya lang, Mr. President, sa kasamaang palad, mayroon pa rin tayong mga ospital na puno, siksikan, umaapaw kahit sa labas ng mga ward, tumutulo ang mabubong, binabaha. Paano naman gagaling ang mga may sakit dito, Mr. President? Sa bahagi naman po ng Department of Health, ikinababahala ko ang pagtatanggal sa mga opisyal at empleyado na may institutional knowledge o memory. Sino na po kaya ang maatasan sa DOH na magpapatupad ng Universal Healthcare Act kung inalis na sa pwesto ang mga tumulong sa atin na magbalangkas sa batas na ito? Ano po kaya ang dahilan kung bakit sinibak sa pwesto ang mga ekspertong may alam sa kalusugan? Maapektuhan po kaya ang pag-implementa natin ng UHC? Nagpayag ako ng panawagan na panahon na para i-review, magkaroon ng komprehensibong pag-aaral at pagsusuri kung naipatutupad nga ba ng tama ang mga provision ng UHC. Kung naipatupad ng tama, nasa na ba tayo sa implementasyon ng UHC? Gaano pa ba tayo kalayo para makamit ang mga layunin ng UHC? Dapat sana, Mr. President, ay nararamdaman na ng bawat Pilipino sa ngayon na nandyan ang gobyerno sa pamamagitan ng PhilHealth sa tuwing sila'y pagkakasakit. Iminungkahi ko rin po sa ating chairman ng Senate Committee on Health and Demography na kailangan na natin i-convene o i-constitute ang Joint Congressional Oversight Committee para matutukan ang implementasyon ng UHC. Mr. President, the Universal Healthcare Act is a health reform law, the realization and embodiment of our government's care towards our people. Ours is a healthcare system that is complex, fragmented, and multifaceted. There are many issues to be addressed, a lot of pieces to be put together, and several views to be recognized. Fortunately, the UHC does not distinguish the rich from the poor, privately insured or not. Every Filipino is automatically a member of PhilHealth and is entitled to its benefits. In times of dire financial constraints, PhilHealth can help supplement the hospital bill payments of those insured. For those not privately insured, this is the relief from medical expenses. There are countless recurring stories of families spending their life's work on savings on hospitalization. It is a financial catastrophe. Dating may kaya, middle class, ngunit nung nakaranas ng pagkakasakit sa pamilya, naghirap, nagkabaon-baon sa utang. Dating may sariling bahay, kotse na ibenta lahat dahil sa pagkakasakit. We do not want this to happen again and again. Ang gusto ng ating UHC ay siguraduhin na mayroon tayong kalidad at murang serbisyong pangkalusugan sa tuwing pangkakailanganin natin ito. Hangarin ng UHC na mawala ang ating pangamba na sa mga panahong magkakasakit ang membro ng ating pamilya ay hindi natin kailangan mamalimos ng pambayad sa ospital, pang-lab test o pambili ng gamot. Sa gitna ng lahat na magandang adikain ng UHC ay ang PhilHealth, ang pangunahing tagapagpatupad ng mga probisyong ito. Ang tagumpay ng UHC ay nakasalalay sa maayos at epesyenteng pamumuno ng PhilHealth. The formulation, development of health benefit packages, and the improvement of existing ones are one of the mandates of PhilHealth. Ang totoo ay wala naman sigurong may gusto na mag-avail ng kahit na anong package mula sa PhilHealth dahil mangangahulugan nito na pagkakaroon ng karamdaman. Pero nakakadagdag sa kapanatagan ng ating makababayan na kung sakaling dumating ang sandali ng pangangailangan, mayroong tayong PhilHealth na matatakbuhan. More than a risk-sharing mechanism, the Universal Healthcare Act is a life-saving program. Ating pong napakinggan sa sona ng Pangulo ang kanyang pagbibigay pansin at pagiging partikular sa mga isyong pangkalusugan. To share the same foresight and dreams for healthcare as that of the President is a very much welcome thought. Sabi ko nga, Ginoong Pangulo, na ito pong Universal Healthcare Act, pinirmahan po 2019, pero dapat sana ngayon ay nararamdaman na ng ating makbabayan. Ako'y natutuwa kahit papano nung SONA ay ngayon mabibigyang diin na ang UHC at sana po talagang bigyan na ng prioridad. We learned so much from this COVID-19 experience. From these lessons, we shall move forward and recover as a people that has a new profound awareness of the importance of healthcare. The COVID-19 pandemic and now looming threat of infectious diseases has proven that the enactment of the Universal Healthcare Act was correct all along. Ngunit tila malayo-layo pa ang ating